Alright guys, here we go. It's pretty much an Ask Me Anything. It's what our Friday shows are pretty much going to be, and you're going to find out why. But let's kick this off, and we're going to talk about Kicking It with Andy and what that is. So let's get the intro going.
Livin'Loud with Andy.
What is going on, everyone? It is Friday again. Thank you for tuning in. I see everyone starting to take their seats. What is going on? 25, Joe, Baba, SJC, Adir. We got everybody up in here. Franco 316, my sister Brandy. How you doing? It's my sister's birthday tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, El Fuego, of course. And El Fuego goes right to the chase, man. He's like kicking it with Andy every Tuesday. What is that? I branded that as the title for tonight, but honestly, it's just going to be an Ask Me Anything, and I'm going to get into that why. Kicker has asked me, if you haven't seen on the Unmasked show, they are going to, at least for the summertime, they're going to take a break every other week. So instead of going live every Tuesday, they'll go every other Tuesday. And so there's nothing not happening, dead air. I'm going to fill that time slot for you guys. And hopefully the guys that watch the Unmasked show will tune into this channel and maybe I can answer their questions as well. Because I know, sometimes you kind of like to stick to a script. And me, I'm a little bit more laid back. There is a script, it's something there, but, we're just here to hang out, have a good time. So it's going to be really cool. I'm going to try to keep the topics literally about what they're talking about and maybe my own ideas too. And the whole reason behind that, it's just so I can keep up with the topic at least once a week for the Tuesday show, and then Friday's just going to be our kickback show, and obviously we're still going to have the Unmasked After Show when they do go live on Tuesday, so we're not going to skip a beat, and you're going to get maybe an extra show out of me, so it's going to be cool, and we're here to have fun. But thank you, El Fuego, and I see that you said that you got your 3-foot by 6-foot kicker banner that you got in December. That is awesome, man. I love those banners. I just picked one up too, man, and it's just cool that we can buy them ourselves. It's so cool, man. It really is. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, man. All right, let me check the... Oh, it's my nephew, Josh. How you doing, Josh? When are you going to start doing this podcast and stuff, man? It's your birthday coming up, too, man. Happy early birthday. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, let's see here. Jason Stokes, thank you for tuning in. What is up, Andy McGill? Hope all is well. Love the quad box video. Thank you, man. You know, I was doing a video because we're obviously going to have a new Kickin' It with Andy every other Tuesday, so I needed to make a new intro video. So I'm sitting in the pilot, listening to music, making a video for that, and after I got done with the video, I'm like, man, I want to take this pilot out, so I go to Walmart in the middle of nowhere. It's like 2 a.m., and I'm just wanging on this thing, on the quad box, man. And I was like, man, this thing is floating. Napkins with both windows down, either the left side or both front windows down, and I'm like, man, this thing is actually kind of loud, and there's only 1 amp on it right now. I'm gonna have 2 amps on there. It's not gonna be twice as loud, but it's gonna be a lot louder than it is now. Who knows the threshold of that enclosure? I feel like I haven't even touched it yet. It's getting there, I can tell. Once I start clipping, then it's like, ooh, it's a lot louder. But when I have 2 amps, I'm not gonna need a clip. Absolutely, Brandy, happy birthday. Thank you for tuning in, though, Jason. I appreciate you guys. Baba, SJC, everybody. The Andy family is in the house. Absolutely, man. It's nice when they tune in, you know, because it's those people, that's what matters the most, you know. And it's just cool because it's they see my videos. They're like, oh, I see what you're doing. Or my friends, you know, they're like, oh, keep doing your thing, man. And it's nice to hear that stuff, you know. I do appreciate you guys, but, you know, your family always comes first, man. Let's see here. You're welcome, Josh. Thanks for tuning in, man. Kickin' It with Andy. Like kickin' with Andy. Kick it. Let's see. We got Brian Townsend. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. Yeah, we're just doing some housekeeping here. SJC. Very good question. Andy, did you have to make your own T-harness? No, because I kept the stock head unit. I knew I would have to run into T-harnesses and all that kind of fancy stuff. I was thinking about doing that anyway for the remote start, but no, I have the stock head unit. It's being re-DSP'd, at least for the subwoofer, through the key lock, and the Key 200.4 is taking input signal from the front source and redistributing it to the 4 doors. And the Key 200.4 has light, you know, DSP functions and, you know, a little bit of, I guess, EQing, but the key lock is the one that really takes that signal, makes everything super flat, and that is awesome. I love it. So it's nice that I have my stock head unit. I still got my DVD player. You know, it's nice. The navigation, everything is the same, even though I can't change my clock because a Honda Pilot 2011, after this year of daylight savings time, you can't adjust the clock because the satellite with the GPS, I don't know. There's something wrong with it. And then I had to redo the battery yesterday. And obviously when you undo the battery, the clock gets reset. So instead of being an hour behind, now I'm 8 hours ahead. So I have no idea what time it is unless I look on my phone, so it works, but down the road, I'm going to have to, you know, do something. We'll see what I can do with it. As of now, there's nothing else I can do, but yeah, no T-harness needed, man. I wanted to do it as simple as possible because I had the premium system in the Pilot, and I didn't really want to mess with that. Not that it's really playing much of anything with the speakers, but all the functions, steering wheel controls, I didn't have to deal with any of that stuff, and radio harnesses, you know, like the dash install kits, they don't make them for the Pilot. At least I don't find any. It's a very big radio. Thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate you just being here, buddy. All right, let's see. We got choke change. What is going on? How's it going, Andy? Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I got a lot of the pilot done. I'm going to take a break. I need to regroup. I'm probably going to be getting a CX360.4 if you didn't see the video. It's going to be nice, so I just have extra stuff. But honestly, I'm just going to make sure I have everything before I click buy. But right now it sounds really good, and that's about what I've been doing. That's why it was really hard on the Rollin' Thunder show that we streamed through my channel, because Scott's Facebook was all messed up, and we couldn't talk about car audio for an hour, so that was really, really hard. You know, because I feel my whole life, at least this week, has been car audio, pilot, quad box. You know, the whole week, it's been insane. William, what is going on, William? Hey, Livin' Loud with Andy, up all Friday night. You a rock star. Thank you, man. Thank you for always tuning in, and I love that comment, man. I appreciate that. I always look forward to it. Forward to it. It's a tongue twister. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Okay. Franco 316, have to replace my head unit. What you guys recommend for a single din Kenwood or Pioneer? I feel like brand really isn't, you know, the true definition of what could work better for your setup. But honestly, I've had a lot of experience with Kenwood. I'm not going to tell you to go to Pioneer just because I haven't had that much experience with a Pioneer. Not that Pioneer isn't good. I've seen some really nice ones, but I've never personally had one. So honestly, go for the functions and the source level outs and, you know, the ratings that you're looking for. And obviously you're going with two brands that are well known. They're not going to fudge on their numbers like some other brands could. So you should be okay with either option you go with. It just comes down to price, man. It really comes down to price and the functions that you want out of it. Thank you for tuning in, man. Let's see. Okay. El Fuego, almost no good happens in a Walmart parking lot at 2 a.m. Quad box is an exception. You know, whenever I first got the quad box and I'm putting it together, and I just hooked up the LOC, like the key lock, and I didn't do any of the DSP settings that you have to do to set it up. Because it takes that signal and re-cues it so it comes out nice. All pass filters, all that kind of stuff, phasing stuff, it eliminates all of it. So I hooked it up by itself, and I'm playing this thing, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds bad. And I'm like trying to tweak it, even though I know I can never get it where I really wanted to because this signal was getting messed up from the stock amplifier. So I'm just like, man, I'm kind of struggling with it, but I want to kind of hear it, you know, like I just want bass. I just want to hear this quad box going with the music because I never had that yet. I just had the quad box hooked up to the Eclipse KX2400, just playing it, you know, with just bass. That's different. Trust me, it's different. So I'm doing that, and my neighbor, we're friends now. We're really good friends now. In the beginning, not so much, man, especially about the bass. He has his mother. She lives there. She's older, like 90, and, you know, I understand. So he comes over, and he's like, I'm like, oh, God, here we go. He was very nice about it, but I was like, I'm sorry, man. These stock cars with the integration and stuff, this is new to me, and it's kind of driving me nuts, and I just want to hear this thing, and it kind of showed him. And then he's like, I know this is what you do, and this and that. And so he was very nice about it. So I don't want to, you know, push things more than they already have been, and I don't want to ruin, you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay. Because when I'm at the driveway in the daytime, I'll play it real quick and shut it off. Because I know it's loud. It is loud. Cookie Monster is loud, but outside the car, not as much as the quad box. I put all 4 windows down, man. This thing doesn't unload. It plays a little bit lower. It's not as loud to your ear on the higher notes, but it plays the lower notes a little bit better. Physics, man. And so it wants to be opened up with either front windows down or all windows down and sealed up. It sounds good overall. I love it, and I have barely got to the tip of the iceberg. But by doing that, and you know, it's 2 a.m. regardless, I'm going to go to Walmart, but I like driving down the street because I know it's annoying. It's loud. Right now as it sits, it's probably like a 146, 147-ish. You know, dB, I haven't metered it. That's why I was asking about anyone had an extra laptop, just because I would like a crappy laptop just for the SPL Lab software, so I can just take it outside. I don't have to unhook this until I get a nice desktop. Then I can use this for whatever. Just a pain in the butt moving this laptop around, and it'll be nice to use it for metering and maybe for amp dynos, which my amp dyno is all apart. I needed wire, and I just had to use it to get it running, the quad box, and but I need to order more wire, obviously. One step at a time, man. But yes, Walmart 2 a.m. Usually no good things happen, but that time it did. Okay, good question. 25. Do you recommend an alternator when running 2000 RMS and, of course, a second battery is in play? 100%. That's kind of where I'm sitting at right now with the CX 1800.1. And I know that amp will do 2000 watts just when you have it wired down, which it is. It's down to 1 ohm. And I have that super capacitor in the back, and that's it. AGM up front, but it's a advanced auto part AGM battery. Nothing fancy, but it's AGM chemistry. Just a little bit better than a lead acid, yada, yada, yada. 0 gauge, no big 3. I got the big 2. So the ground for the front battery is replaced, and obviously the 1/0 wire running front to back, but the alternator charge wire is not. Honestly, it depends your amplifier. If your amplifier is 2000 RMS, we'll say it's Class D full bridge, and you're going to get, 80% efficiency down to like 65, 70%, depending if you're clipping or not, yada, yada. There's a lot of variables that go into it. You won't need as much electrical compared to having like a half bridge design Class D amp that is maybe not so efficient, and it's pulling more current to make the same amount of power. So then your 2000 RMS amp just went from a amp that's pulling 200 amps to 300. So then it's like, ooh, do I need an alternator now more so? Yeah, that's why sometimes you can get away with less when you just pay more for the amplifier, something that's more efficient, because at the end of the day, you should upgrade your electrical. I was talking to Kayla, probably like later in the year when the season's over, I'll get with Tom from Ohio Gen and get an alternator for that Pilot. Because that's all you really need, man. You got that input power, you got something to buffer it in the back end. That super capacitor is going to be good for buffering a lot of power, maybe 5,000 watts. And as long as that input power is coming, you're okay. You can have all the lithium you want. Yes, it'll be able to play until those batteries get drained, because that input power is not replenishing the batteries. So yes, absolutely, man. I feel like alternator should be your next step after adding a rear battery. A rear battery is going to do a ton of help with your electrical, just because over the distance, a lot of current needs to be drawn because the distance is long. Just higher resistance throughout the wire. That's why people melt fuses and just a lot of problems. If you have a battery in the back of your car, it's going that short run. That battery is doing all the work, and then your charge wire is only going to charge so much. Like, I cannot explain it enough. With testing with Kayla's car, I clamped 4,000 watts out of that thing because I had a battery in the back, 0 gauge wire going to the amps, which didn't even need it because it's 2 feet long. You can run 4 gauge up to 250 amps, 7 feet. So you really don't need that 0 gauge for those short runs, which is another thing I want to talk about. But literally 8 gauge wire front to back. Now, could it do that 4,000 watts for long? No, that battery was just getting beaten up. It's not going to get charged. The alternator is not going to be able to charge 4,000 watts, and it's not going to be able to charge it through the wire. But a 50 amp fuse, 8 gauge wire, never melted it, never blown it. How does that work? It's because the battery's doing all the work. So your first step should be adding a rear battery, just so that there's something close to something that's demanding all that power, so it's not being drawn through the entire car. I've just gotten away with a lot, and I feel like that's the best way to do it, man, right in the beginning, 100%. But alternator, it takes power to make power at the end of the day. It really does, man. Thanks for tuning in, 25. We got Face Kicker. What is up? SJC, I will hit you up later on PC. Awesome, dude. Yeah, I'm sure you were on the Rolling Thunder podcast. We were talking about a little bit. Absolutely, dude. If you got some time, man. Face Kicker, happy Friday, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. Bobby B, what is up, Bobby? Let me see if there's any comments I missed here. I was going on there for a little bit, but that's the point of the show, right, guys? Okay, I caught up down there. Let me roll down. William, hey, up late, living loud with Andy, booyah, full adrenaline, right? 100%, man. I feel like I start waking up towards the end of the day, and that's the problem. I'll get tired at like 7, 8 o'clock, and then, 9, 10, 11 o'clock comes around, and I'm wired. And it's like, okay, I'll go to bed at 2, and then like 2:30 comes, and it's like, okay, I'll go to bed at 3, and then it's 3:30. All right, let's see. Yeah, honestly, man, I have just been working on the pilot, and I've got a lot done, tweaking and tuning, even though I have to pull some things out, re-DSP everything once it's done, but just so it's playing for right now. It's just a lot that went into that to make everything super clean. I still have to take out the seats anyway to put these 2 plastic pieces that I forgot to put in, but hey, when I get to everything else, I'll take those seats out. It's just easier. It's okay. It's all good. Deviant has arrived, everyone. We just need to let everyone know. Deviant has arrived. We got full voltage. But yes, the Kickin' It with Andy show, it's going to be cool, man. Honestly, they're going to be doing shorts and stuff. I don't want to let too many cats out of the bag here, but they're going to be doing shorts throughout the week. And, I'm going to be talking about their topics that they're talking about. Not particularly. I don't have to, but I feel like that's the best way to do it. And so I have topics, and obviously I can go on of how I do things here and interact with you guys, but we're going to try to keep it a little bit more, topic friendly. And then Friday is always going to be our, just like what we're doing right now, just hanging out, having a good time, talking, having a group chat, conversation, whatever it happens to be. SJC, Andy, do you think you need to run PA speakers on Pilot? I've seen some people use marine speakers with the quad box. Yeah, I mean, that would be nice. You mean like PA, like home, like real loud speakers? Because I know what you're talking about. But honestly, I'm going to go with just the KS, because it already has a KS 3.5 in the center. It'll have KS tweeters that I still just need to install, which is easy. But they're not going to be powered by anything particularly yet until I want to dive more into the amplifier and add more channels, and I feel like that's gonna happen, where I'll have an amplifier literally for all 8 channels of the thing, and it'll be nice one day, but one step at a time. We got the quad box, it's banging, let's just get some music to keep up with it. So I'm just gonna throw the KS's in the doors, and powered by the 360.4, and the Key 200.4 is going to be the line driver for the 360.4, in which I could actually use that the Kicker Key 200.4 as a line driver for more than 1 amp. I could use 2 channels to give left and right to a 4-channel amplifier and have that for the doors, and then the other 2 is a line driver for another 4-channel amplifier for the tweeters and the satellite, or however I decide to do it, down the road, which absolutely I could do. But then I need another amp, and I only have so much space of how I want to do it, where everything's kind of very clean. Like the pictures you've seen, like that's all you see. You don't see amps. You will not see amps unless you open up the trap door. I know it's not as like eye appealing, but it looks super clean. It's like I got this big box of 412s back there. What's powering it? You can't see nothing. I like that. Ernie, we got Ernie from the Unmasked show. What is going on, Ernie? Thank you for tuning in, man. Ernie says, "Hey, that's a good idea, Andy. I'm trying, man. For the ideas for the show and just how it's gonna go and everything about it, man. It's gonna be awesome." What is the format for Kickin' with Andy? Yeah, that's kind of what I went over, El Fuego. Like there's a format, but there isn't a format. But, we're going to try to keep it with the topics of what they're doing with their shorts and their videos. And obviously, if I come up with anything, we got a whole hour to talk. And that's another thing, how long do you guys want the show to go on for? We can go like an hour and a half. I feel like long as the air is not dead, and I'm not just sitting here bored, or we could just go until I feel the conversation has reached its point, and then we call it a night. It's totally up to you guys. You guys are the ones watching. I know Deviant's always talking about wouldn't want to step on any toes. So look at me, I'm stepping on their toes right now. I'm taking their time slot. Come on, Deviant, you can do the same. It's okay. We need to see you guys. All right, let's see here. Let me scroll back down here. Yeah, I know. Oh man, I don't know if those are on the website yet. Those horn-loaded marine tweeters that they showed like a month ago on the Unmasked show, but that would be cool. And I know that they have the size to go in the door panels, and that would be really cool. But just like the Power Sports versus the Marine, how they have a different audio pitch, I guess, because, you know, motorcycle, Power Sports, they need different frequencies because you got wind going past your ear. So I'm sure that might have a different sound, but to just keep up with bass, I mean, shoot, man. I mean, that might be the best option. That's another reason why I'm kind of holding off, you know, just buying, and just so I get the right stuff, man. Kind of wish I would have bought it when I bought the quad box and all the other stuff, but hey, everything happens for a reason, and, you know, whenever you're doing a new build, sometimes you just run into stuff. Bobby B. Andy, who's going to be your co-host on Kickin' It with Andy? You know, I feel like a co-host would be cool. Maybe one of the guys from the Unmasked show. I think that would be the ultimate host for Kickin' It with Andy. If they're allowed, that would be cool. If not, no biggie, man. I can take care of this. Bobby B, we still need to get you on the Unmasked after show. That's, you know, that's our thing. We need to get you on there. Rob's already been on there twice. Come on, man. What are you doing, Bobby? I'm gonna send you a microphone and a headphone. I can't send you a computer because I'm broke. I don't got that kind of money. But I mean, to get you on so you can do these podcasts and tell these people why you love Kicker, man. Andy on the second or third win. Yeah. You only get so many wins and then you're out of win. All right, let's see. Thank you, 25. You know, that's what I do best, is try to explain things and bring it down to a level where most people can understand, and just, you know, I know you know your stuff enough. And absolutely, dude. Absolutely. And I feel like, you know, some videos on YouTube, it's hard to do that and have people engaged. And these lives are the perfect way to do it. And as long as, you know, this is what this show's for, you know, and I love to get into that stuff. And especially, you know, as long as I know it, absolutely. That stuff I know about. Dean Brockway, what is going on? I forgot about the Rolling Thunder stream. My bad. It's okay, buddy. It was a good stream, but it wasn't about car audio. I seen Ernie was tuning in. I'm like, oh no. We're not talking about anything with car audio. They're talking about RC cars, computers, and just, you know, scooters and Sea-Doos that, you know, like jet skis that drive on the road. It was a lot of nautical nonsense. But it was pretty funny to see like how hard it was to not talk about car audio. And it's very hard. I know it's a car audio podcast, but just in general, man, it's like it just flies off your tongue, you know? And I do the same thing with, you know, even Kayla or my friends. And if, you know, obviously they know I'm in car audio, but it's just like I relate, you know, something of relevance to car audio. And it's like, why is everything got to be about car audio? And it's like, listen. And then to not talk about it for an hour, that was not easy. That was not easy at all. I thought it was a good idea, though. I thought it was a good idea. All right. Rest in peace, Windows XP and Vista. All right, let me see. Let me scroll down here. I was scrolling up there while I was talking to see if I missed anything. Kicking It with Andy, total side jag? No. I feel like this show is more of like a side jag, you know, but it's not side jag. Side jag is literally them barely talking about the movie that they're talking about and just talking about whatever comes to mind. We do try to keep it car audio here, man. You know, because that's me. That's me. All right, let me scroll up here. William, Andy will be hosting Kicker Unmasked by December. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot, you know, because I know everything that they do in the productions standards of how they run the show, and you got bright lights. I keep my lights dark. You know, I don't know. That would be cool. You know, maybe one day that would be cool to at least help out with that, you know, and be down there. That would be a goal, you know. But December, that's pushing it, man. That's when the L7X is coming out. You know, that's not that far along. All right, let me... Oh, man, I'm going back and forth. We got Hi-Fi Vega up in here. What is up, Vega? Matthew Joseph, what's on the agenda tonight, my guy? We have just been talking about my show that will be going on every other Tuesday, Kicking It with Andy at 8:30. Instead of the Unmasked After Show, we'll be early because then they're not going to go live every Tuesday. It's going to be every other Tuesday. Starting this Tuesday will be my Kicking It with Andy. And we're just kind of talking about that and your guys' comments, questions, man. Choke change. Hey, Andy, do you think the Solo L7X18 will run the same magnet too? I can't say. They already sent me a whole picture of the whole thing. It's beautiful. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. And I got to watch what I say. I signed a little piece of paper a long time ago, man. But I mean, honestly, it's awesome for them to release that information. I know it wasn't planned. Or was it? Or was it? But regardless, for everyone to know, and it's just cool because we're getting one step closer to seeing what Kicker can really do in the SPL lanes. I know, you know, some of the loudest guys don't even run 18s. They run 15s, like 2 of them. But at the end of the day, you know how people are, you know, oh, this one's bigger, this one's better. You know, you're going to see an 18-inch. Well, that 15 was a monster looking compared to my Solo X Spare at Slamology. Yeah, my 18 was bigger, and I was looking at the landing height to the top of the, you know, the basket, and it was about the same for the 15 in my 18. So that's just telling you something there. But the surround, the type of spider that's on the L7X is next level, and it has to have all that for the excursion. And man, it's just, to see an 18 like that is going to be insane. I can't even imagine. I can't fathom it. You know, I can picture it. I photoshopped it, but I can't, you know what I mean? And shoot, man, it's going to be awesome to retire my old Solo X for Cookie Monster and keep it going, man. That's going to be awesome, you know, because shoot, you could really go full tilt boogie when you got extra spares in the warehouse, you know, like, hey, you know what, maybe I'll just buy like 2 extra ones just in case, you know, ahead of time. Or at least 1, you know, because it's like, you know, it could happen. It could happen. And with the new amps that they amps, whatever they got coming out for the Solo X family, I'm sure it's going to have some power. And they planned everything appropriately, man. I mean, you look at the KX2400; it goes perfect with the quad box, or even the 2 QL715s. You know, and it's just, they plan ahead when they design everything. You know, they know what they're doing before they get there. Just like astronauts that are planning to go to Mars, it's not a straight shot. You know, there's projective trajectory of just where they're going to be then and what needs to happen. So it's just going to be crazy when it's all said and done. So no, I don't know what the same size magnet. I have no idea. I know as much as you guys, maybe a little bit more, but not that much. Thank you for tuning in, Choke Change. Vega, what's up, my dude? Not much, man. Just hanging out, having a good time, just reminiscing on the L7X18 a little bit here. Joe says, seems like these shows are for all the people who know each other. I mean, I get what you're saying there, you know, like you have your own conversations and stuff like that. But honestly, you just, I don't even know. There's no rhyme or reason of how to, you know, I guess fit in. Just hang out and ask questions and just be you, man. Screw what people think. All right, we got Blake. What is going on, Blake? I know I'm behind, guys. I'm catching up. Listen, Linda. Exactly. Oh yeah, I'm real far behind. All right. Okay, it just skipped way up there, but it's okay. Good old StreamYard, no problem. Solo X have recones. Absolutely, dude. Well, not these ones, but the new ones they will. They had this one floating around. Well, the one that's in the car right now that's signed, floating around, and I purchased that in 2017. It was just sitting there collecting dust. It was right before Travis bought the last 4 or so. Literally, like, not even a year before. And this is one of his. So I have 2 of the last, I don't know, 10 ever sitting there. I mean, that's something, right? Deviant. At the end of the day, in this day of age, with everything going on in the world today, that covers everything, don't you think? Ernie says, do you think it was a slip? I don't know, man. If it was, I mean, yes, it seemed legit, because I was like, what? Like, it wasn't like, It was like, what? Did he just, and then he kind of just, he accepted it. It's not even like he tried to retrace his steps either. He's just like, oh, well, did I do that? That was funny. SJC says, I think the Solo X18 will have a larger motor. I think so too, man. It's just going to be a bigger sub. It's going to need more motor force. And I mean, you think a 3-inch coil with the L7X 10, 12, and 15, that's a wide range already. To put that in 18, I mean, I could see it. I have an 18 SCAR SDR sitting over here with a 2.5-inch coil. But that thing is, no offense, it's pathetic. It's 600 watts. I feel like, I mean, it could be more, like 800. And even so, but hey, even an 18 with a 3-inch coil could be a very, very efficient driver. But then you might lose something. You might lose something out of it just because it is more stuff that needs to be moved. But knowing what they did with this is only a 3.5. I could see them doing that again, or maybe a 4. For maybe something more ground poundish, that just wants more power, and who knows, the type of enclosure, the type of build with, the L7X family and how they're gearing that for the competitors, for the 1%ers, the people that are watching the chat right now, for them people. So I feel like they got their bases covered, man. This ain't going to be another L7 or L7R, or, it's not going to be that. It's not. It's going to be what this was back in its glory days. Not even this, the gray cone from 2003. This was 07. So, I mean, even then it was still bee's knees, man. Absolutely, SJC. Man, it's already been 40 minutes. This flew by. Shoot. Okay, allegedly. Yes. William says it's car audio than everything else. Sadly, but true. I know. If you guys got any other questions, I don't know what else to go over. I feel like I covered everything with the topic, with the Kickin' with Andy, every other Tuesday, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. I got a nice new little roll in and roll out for it. And don't worry, you'll still be able to dance. We got a public service announcement here from Deviant. Andy, Friday streams are legendary. Weekly public service announcement. His Patreon starts at $1. Friday nights, Tuesday nights, every other Tuesday will be 2 shows. Look at the chat interaction. Toss him some loot. Appreciate you, man. And I've been trying to throw even more content for you guys into Patreons. There's a lot of stuff a lot of people never see and they won't ever see. And I like it that way. So appreciate the shout out, man. Appreciate you being a Patreon and always tuning in, man. Thank you, buddy. Oh yeah, and who is this Livin'Loud with Randy guy? I got a bone to pick with him. Trying to pull a fast one on me. All right, let's see. I know he's watching. He's always watching. Low power is stock electrical, in my opinion. I mean, you can get away with a lot with stock electrical, but then it over time, things are just going to fail. Alternators or just batteries. You're just putting more wear and tear. It's like riding a car with 600 horsepower and keeping the wheels stock, instead of putting on, harder tires to handle, I don't know, all the burnouts you'll be doing. Softer comfort tires are just going to wear quick, and next thing you know, you're going to need new tires. My phone is going on. I got a new Patreon for $1. Thank you, guys. That's all because of Deviant. Let's see here. I need to check something here. Bear with me. Nope. Okay, we're good. Had deja vu there for a second. Hi-Fi Vegas says a good subwoofer is a system, not just a bunch of parts thrown together. There are times in which a 4-inch coil could hurt you more than it could help, depending the accumulation of parts. Absolutely, man. You know, I've seen it in person with other people in the lanes. My buddy Soda, he went from 3.5-inch American bass to 4-inch sound streams. And yeah, I mean, it needed more power, and it did just as good as a park and pound, and it could take more power. Like the subs weren't even getting hot, and he had 50,000 watts going to 12 of these 10s. Stupid. But his score dropped 3 dBs. Like his headrest, kick score, dropped. Efficiency to the wind. It's just gone. Now, I'm sure there's some changes with the enclosure that he could have made to make those work a little bit better. But with the whole vehicle, how everything is just like extreme, like rhino lined. The entire floor is an enclosure. You know, like this is an extreme vehicle. So I feel like in that situation, there really wasn't anything he could really do other than maybe tune to the roof and make the enclosure smaller and more peakier. I don't know. Look into how the driver reacts, you know, more than just throwing subs in and kind of figuring out what kind of port area to go with, you know, a simple enclosure. I don't know. Maybe go with something sealed, fourth order, instead of a flat wall, ported wall. There's variables, but right. You got something bigger, it's going to need more power, period. End of the day, man. End of the day. And we got a super chat, and guess what? Super chat function is not working again, SJC. I didn't do anything. I didn't restart the computer before I went live. Maybe I just need to start restarting this thing every time. But just me. I seen you tuning in on MBE. I try to catch you in the tail once in a while. Thank you for your super chat, buddy. Appreciate you, and just being you. Or should I say me? Thanks for tuning in, man. Let's see. Yeah, I miss Bubbles too. It's not popping up again. That's why I just need a new desktop. Eventually. Bubba, per Deviant for life, loot has been tossed. Hit that like, y'all. Be sure to interact the vids to also help the YouTube algorithm. Absolutely, man. If you're bored, just go and hit like on all of them. No, I'm just kidding. That's a lot, because YouTube takes a while to log in. Not log in, but, you know, click a video, hit like, scroll down. It's a pain in the butt. But I know when you're watching right now, all you gotta do is, if you're watching me side screen, put it down. If you're already in the comment section, just look up. Press the button. Thank you guys so much. And Baba, thank you, buddy. I'm missing the super chats, and that's a problem here. That's a problem. But it's okay. Good thing I do look at most of the comments, like literally 99% of the comments. 99.8%, just like how all those cleaning equipment kill bacteria. Almost them all. Okay, let's see. Let me scoop down. Ernie's just up in the chat, man. I know he's not driving home, so he's just hanging out, having a good time. Appreciate you tuning in, Ernie. We all do. Joe Cook, what do you consider low power? Anything under 1,000 watts. I mean, that's subjective. Low power can be me, under 2,000 watts. I've clamped 2,400 watts when my box was falling apart. That's the most I've ever clamped, personally. And one would consider that low power. A lot of people could. But honestly, I feel like that's big power to me, man. I was running 400 to 600 watts, maybe clamped, for a very long time. And then less, and then maybe more, but not really, no, less. The Kenwood 91040 and 91060 were the main 2 amps that I had for a long time. You know, 900 RMS at 1 ohm and 500 RMS at, or 900 RMS at 1 and 2 and 500 at 4, and I never got to actually dyno it because someone stole 2 of them out of my car. I have a 9103D, which is my or maybe it's the 4 still, my very first one, but it's all torn apart. I was going to take it to the amp guy. I lost it back, and it's been through it. But I would like to amp dyno that one in particular. I did the 7208 or something like that. It's the same one, but the 500 RMS at 2 and 300 at 4 or something. It's the step down, but that one is not rated at 1 ohm as well, like the 9106D. So honestly, that's about the same amount of power that I've been running for the longest time, man. Like 500 to 1000 watts. That's low power, but that might be a decent amount of power for some of you guys. You know, it's subjective. Anything that's going to be bringing your voltage down to the 10s, that's when you start getting into that not so little power anymore on a stock electrical system. So, and I'm not talking, you know, if you got 8 gauge wire or you're melting fuses, you could still be under 400, 500 watts depending the run. No battery in the back. Trust me, I've seen it. But hey, and so it's all subjective. It really is. Thanks for tuning in, Joe. Solo X should be purple. Now, different colors would be cool, like different color dust caps. What do you guys think about that? Make it rain for Andy. Thank you, 25. Let's see what Blake said here. Let me scroll down here. Blake says, Parker, the bass head, has shown a few subs that have good parts but are mismatched. I mean, right. And I like how he, you know, goes over every single woofer, man, that you can think of, really. 12 at least. And I feel like with anything, you know, if you just part something together and you might not know exactly what you're doing, you know, it looks all right, it might work, it might not. The more you do the stuff, the more you know how things actually work, and there's a lot that goes into it. And obviously knowing that, and man, experience, your time is worth money. And that's why prices tend to go up when you know something. You make good stuff. All right, let me scroll down here. Okay, we got a super chat. Super chat's not working. That's weird. I'll reset it. We'll see if we can get it working for Tuesday. If I have to reset this computer every time, that's kind of a pain in the butt. But I don't know why. I didn't do anything different. But either way. Cornet, the caboose, he tries every time. Sometimes he wins, sometimes he fails. The caboose says, rain, rain, make it rain. Thank you for your super chat, buddy. Appreciate you always being here, man. Still need to get back with you. I know Baba sent me another email. Oh, man, I'm just... quad box, work, no work, and then holiday and birthday. Bryson's birthday was the day after the 4th of July, which was, well, not day after the 4th of July, day after the Unmasked show, which was Wednesday. And then my sister's birthday party and my nephew Josh is going to be tomorrow. So it's just like, and it's just, it's hard. It's hard, you know, because I want to sit down and actually talk to you guys. You see when I respond, usually it's a paragraph too. I feel bad, and, you know, that's why I like to do the Patreon thing, and, you know, I know you guys are Patreon, so that's why I kind of want to do it for you guys, you know, and just everyone else that is a Patreon. But I appreciate you guys, and thank you so much, man. I do. Choke change, gold colors for Solo X family for anniversary. That would be cool. I'm sure they might do something like that. That would, you would think that they would. I know DIY audio guy was asking about if when they made the kicker comp, like as a sale, not a sale, but a sales tactic, or, you know, the name competition. I don't know if he meant just as like marketing, you know, like competition, so people know that it's a competition subwoofer, or I don't even think it was like that, to be honest, because I whenever Steve Irby and Roger were talking about it, Roger was like, oh, there's the comp. And it was even though it was called the competition, he's like, the comp, you know, and then so did Irby. He said the comp, you know, in 86. And I get it's short for competition, but at the same time, it's just, I think that was just the name of it. and you could use it in competitions, and those things did fairly well. If I remember correctly from everyone talking about it, they did fairly well in competitions. So I just thought that was cool that he asked about that, and I was like, yeah, they just talked about that last night on the Unmasked show. DIY guy, you are slipping. You got to watch every Unmasked show, I'm telling you, especially when Steve's talking. Lots of information to be held. Absolutely. Let me scroll down here. RGA lost his internet again. I know, when we have another RGA podcast, man. I might be free this Sunday if you guys do it. Let me know in advance. Bobby B. Andy, question. Is a Kiss Lock 2-channel or 4-channel in and 4-channel out? The Kiss Lock is only a 2-channel in and 2-channel out. I was talking to Ernie about this for a while. You know, there's a lot. But, yeah, I was thinking about getting another key lock just to re-DSP my mids and highs as well. And we were talking about relays and DSPs and equalizers and processors, and there's a lot. But, I mean, the key lock does do a lot. It's magic in the box. But, no, it's not 4-channel, unfortunately. From my knowledge, no. I see 2 RCAs in and a left and a right, positive and negative for the signal in. So just 2-channel. If you want to do 4-channel, I'm sure you could just run 2. I don't see the problem. And you'd be able to get your 4, signals from your front left, front right, rear left, rear right. And, use either one, really. You could use the lefts or the rights or the fronts or the backs. Split it up. So you would need 2 for that. If you wanted to do that, unless someone else knows more than me, let me know. That would be the way I would do it. Be nice to Bobby B. RGA, he's a character, man. He's a character. Alex Pina, thank you for tuning in. Someone new here. When are the Kicker L7Xs coming out? Hopefully the end of Q4, so that would be before Christmas, before New Year's. That's the end of Q4. As long as everything goes to plan, it should be released then. You'll know here, but you'll know here second. You'll know first on the Unmasked show. You'll know second on the Unmasked after show, and then you'll know third here, or you'll know in between somewhere on my Facebook if you follow me there. But yeah, man, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for your question. Hopefully sooner than later, man. If they have it done, they will release it tomorrow. That's the thing. It's not like they're waiting for a certain day. They're waiting on things to be done. And there's a lot that goes into it, man. There's a lot that goes into it. Okay, let me see. Jason Stokes. Deviant says, we ain't seen it till 2023. You know what? That very well could be a possibility, man. Now would it be a whole nother year? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. In my opinion. Could it come right after? Possibly. Things do happen. As you heard Irby say, we got the 12 done and the 18 still needs a little bit of working. So, are they going to release the 18 then? I don't know. That would be cool. I doubt it. Because they've been, flagship in the 10, 12, 15. That's going to come out first. I know that. But it's just cool to know that's in their back pocket. It's already it's heating up. It's on the back burner, but it's warm. It's serenading. Or not serenading, sauteing. There we go. That's the word. It's getting ready. Slow cooking. Ernie said, we had free air in competition. The comp name came later. When did the name comp start, Ernie? I know you would know. So it's nice having you here. Justin's trying to figure it out. Yeah, because I know it said competition. And then even though they both called it comp, I mean, it still is the same thing. It's a kicker competition. But then the kicker comp, did they just got the name at a certain time because you look at Walmart, it's Kicker Comp. It's not Kicker Competition. So I think that was, my guess would be the early 2000, like 2002, they dropped the name because I know they had Free Air, the FA or something like that, and then the separates, and then it just went to obviously Competition and then Comp. And I think that was the black. Whenever they made it look like an X and it had the yellow in the middle, and that was the Kicker Comp 2002-ish 3. I don't know. Or I don't think it was any earlier than that, because what was the L7, 2000 or 99 or something like that? It was around then. I need to know exact dates. Ernie, if you could get me a book that has, if you have it, if there's a thing that exists, a book of like each product when it was released, and maybe an image, because I'm not going to know what it is. Or even just a product name, and I can put images together, because I'll be able to search it online. I'll be able to figure that out. Dates, so I can compile something. That would be an awesome video for me to do. Because I know they've been doing it, like talking about every product they have, but it's kind of been out of order. I would like something in order and to make a video out of it. I really think that would be cool. Or, segmenting it out. Not even, man. Just something. Even just for my own general use, man. I think it's something awesome to have. And, not everything's on the internet, and it's hard. I know you guys got the manuals, but it's just sometimes you can't tell the difference from one to one unless you had them in your hand or you know what that sub is. Appreciate you, Ernie, just hanging out and answering his questions, man. Thank you. Yeah, he said 86 to 87. Yeah, that's what. Yep. That's crazy, man. That's insane. I like how they called them separates too, just because they were separate from the passive radiator and the mids and highs from like the original kicker loaded enclosures, I guess you could call them. They were the original ass kicker. It's the only time I'll swear on my podcast, and I'll say ass kicker because that's what it was called. Coronet, I'm guessing L7X pre-orders will be offered on Unmasked Show following SEMA, right? If they can make it happen, I think they would, but is it in their best interest to? I don't know. That's a very good question, Cornut. I don't even know if you could ask a single employee. It's a group effort with that kind of thing, and how they would handle that, I don't know. That would be cool though, because I feel like even if it was just a name on a list, but then they want to have everybody be able to get it. That's the thing, When I got my JYHP40, I had to be put on a list. And then, I paid for it then, and I'm just waiting. It took 4 months to get that battery, okay? 3-4 months. It was a long time. I get some people will do that, no problem. But that's some money, and then what if people complain? They want their money back. They got to pay their, rent. Something happens, and then it just looks bad on the company or just whoever's doing the pre-order. And then I feel like it causes extra stuff, but it is nice to be put on the list, and you'll get that product like first, and then even if it was like at a greater price than what it would originally be, like you pay less, so we can, like, I don't think that they're gonna do that. I really don't. It would be cool, but just like the JYHP40, man, just knowing that it's gonna take a while and kind of being in limbo, I didn't like that feeling. I really didn't. I'd rather, whenever I want to buy it, I can't buy it, I click buy, even though I would know it's 4 months from now, just kind of the situation we're in now. I'd rather just wait, and then I'm sure we're gonna know. But either way, you go online, you see it, oh, now available, L7X in 10, 12, and 15. Buy, and then you see it like in red with the price and then quantity, and it's like, oh, or blue, or black, whatever color it is, price. And it's available. It doesn't say out of stock or currently unavailable. That's gonna be awesome, and then you just click buy. How many you want? It'll be cool. We got KLM817 up in here. What is going on? Thank you for tuning in, buddy. Kicker comps were way before 2002, I think. Well, competition was, but the name just comp. Kicker comp. Okay, so Ernie said I have to look back and look. It was sometime in the mid to late 90s, as I recall. So like probably 97, 98. Because I know a lot happened then. Last year's Christmas stuff is now in stock. I know, like, if you're talking about Kicker, I know that they have, obviously the Comp RT8, the loaded enclosures, like the downfiring Kicker Comp that they released, like the Kicker Comp, like the entry level one in the downfiring enclosure, which is pretty cool. And the, the one Derek did with the passive radiator, the newer one. And a lot of their products that they displayed. Some of the marine ones are starting to become available. It's just slow, but sure, it'll be there. Let's see here. Deviant says, I'm telling you, Comp is way older than you think. I don't know. We're going to find out. Ernie or SJC says 93 or 94. We need to know. We need to know. All right, let me scroll down here. Okay, we're good. Awesome. Well, it's been an hour. It's been an hour. If we can figure out that if we can figure out that year, that'd be great. If not, I think we're going to end it. If you got any other questions, let me know. Shoot. Yeah. Let me just see if any other... Cool. Awesome. But yeah, I'm excited about Kicking It with Andy show. It's going to be cool. I think... Do you guys want to see the new intro for the outro for tonight? I think you'll like it. Like, as the outro, so the cabooses that are watching, that will be it. You'll see it to be very familiar. If you guys want to see that. If not, if you want to wait, say wait. If you want it now, say now. I want to hear what you guys think. If you guys want to see it now or not. Otherwise, I think we went over a lot tonight. We really did. DIY audio guy, I got you, bro. I got you, bro. We're going to figure this out. John K. Yo, I just Googled that square DS18 driver. Haha, I had no clue anyone did a square mid. Just me now. I got to do an L7 sub, those DS18 mids, and some square horns for all square build. Listen, they got square pro drivers coming out with the L7X family. I would wait unless... I don't know. I would wait. I'd wait. But yeah, man, they had square speakers even before Kicker was a thing. What Kicker did was... patented with the rib surrounds and just how it works, a subwoofer that's square. Already been speakers that have been square back in the 80s. I think Sony did it and a few other different brands for a long time. Long time. Hey, Dad. Missed you too. Love you. Hope you're doing okay. Let's see here. You got to start tuning in more. You're missing out. You got to start tuning in every time. Every time. We got the whole family here tonight. Just missing Mom, but I'm sure she's watching too. Hip to be square. Yes. Yes. Outro for sure. Okay. All right, cool. Well, I got to turn my notifications off when I go live from now on. But I mean, we've had 28 to 30 people literally this whole time. You guys are awesome for just watching and staying with me for this whole hour. You guys are dedicated. I love you guys. Bubba, in celebration of our man Andy subbing in for the Kicker on Mash show stream every other Tuesday this summer. Tuesday. Tuesday. Thank you, Bubba, for your super chat. That means a lot, man. You know, it's awesome. I'm worried about it. That's why I'm like this. I'm worried. You know, I feel like I'm not going to do good enough. But it's still going to be my show. We're just going to have fun. We're going to do whatever we usually do and, you know, stick to topics and talk about stuff. I just got to relax, savor the moment, and enjoy it. Appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you so much, Bubba. I appreciate you, bud. I really do. I'm hitting that like button for Peter McGill. Thank you. Thank you, John. Appreciate you guys. Been good. Make it rain. You got to make it rain like Lil Wayne. Thursday too, man. I got to work, too. Come on. This stuff takes my life over. But, I mean, to do this, if you can get paid for doing what you love, I mean, even if it's on the side, it's awesome, man. You cannot complain. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go to the outro. Well, actually, oh, you know what? Did I didn't even show I didn't even post up the outro in here. You guys ain't gonna see it. I'm just kidding. I totally forgot to even upload on a StreamYard, but I uploaded the pilot video that I did today, and I didn't upload that one, but it's okay. So you guys have to wait until Tuesday. So Tuesday, it's at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern if you're on east side of United States, 8:30. I will be live for Kicking It with Andy, and then you'll see the new outro and intro then outro, should I say. You guys will like it, and 25, of course, you'll be able to dance with it. I couldn't change that, man. And as always, I will see you guys on the next one, which will be Kicking with Andy Tuesday, the special show. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and be nice to each other. And as always, stay living loud.
Livin'Loud with Andy.
Well. Oh, we had John as the caboose, but you know what? We had Deviant come in, and then Cornut says, you know what? 18-inch L7X, fine. Boom, he is the caboose.